And big thing I think about color is that it that go noises that hard up my dope over. I think I sick that man. We can't go when the cat says meow, meow. That this is Bubba. Say hello, Bubba. And next to do finish meow. Finish okay. I also next to go the cat. It's got a soon. Snack down with boo, 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 echo, pss, pss. Full of nothing, and pss, pss. And for the old man, the man, come there to pss, pss, pss. Come. I think that my heart is fit to see how people go with in some ways you can't make up what's going on. What's going people ask me this not and depending on who the what's coming will describe it to say it's a way to make guess with the good and come out. I do think people realize that they go to different modalities and guess every single day. But I mean, that the person to think about it. But it's good think about it. Third modality spoken guess with about every guess person goes in every day. Second modality with an guess mood guess because can big and right that the from multiple guess right. So I was gonna make a good with it. Come it's a third different modality. And I guess it's with the power. It's not on paper. It's done with good and come out. Yeah, we're all moving between investments. But it's not good and think. That goes good and come out to do the thing. That good most box goes on and does. To think that they are separate and words to see the guess that would be our boss. That's all good. So we go come. Don't know that go. Don't have to sit go. But go get go noises. Thanks.
ASL is its own language. There are many sign languages all over the world, so ASL is not universal. Cued language allows you to see the spoken language 100% visually. So, for example, my daughter is deaf. We plan to speak German and English with her. And by doing that, we will use cued language so she can see everything. That being said, it will be great for her to have that access to the spoken language visually, especially when we visit family in Germany. Yeah, I mean, both are great, but it's really good to know how to cue so the child has access to whatever's being said in any language pretty much. So it's worth a try.
Hi, my name is Emily Mulholland, and I was asked to share the difference between ASL and cued American English. Briefly, cued American English is a visual way of showing the consonants and vowels of a spoken language, specifically American English in this case, and it allows access to how any word in English is said or sounds in English as well. ASL is its own language. It has its own grammar system, and it has its own rules of a language that it uses, and it is very different from English. And I like using both actually, because ASL does give me access to a lot of other deaf people that I may not be able to communicate with otherwise. And cued American English gives me access to what is my first language and what I consider to be my natural language, because that is how I grew up talking and speaking in my own home with my family. All 8 of us do cue to some extent, so it was a great way to communicate with my family and give me access to a language I was already speaking and using that I love. If I had one advice for anyone working with someone who is using cued American English, it would be to take the time to learn about it and at least learn what the different hand shapes and sounds are, and try to learn a few words just so you can experience and understand better what it is all about, because we're not here to challenge or replace anything. It's just another way for people to be able to communicate. I would also, for the world to know, one of the best ways to learn how to cue or start using it consistently, and you can take a class, but people often let their skills fall apart like I did with Spanish, because they don't practice it or don't have someone to practice with. So my advice for that would be to start with words you know you will use all the time. So if I'm working with a family who has a baby who they are planning to use cued American English with, I would say start with cueing mom, dad, baby, hi, milk, bottle, all kinds of baby stuff first. If you're learning with an 8-year-old, start learning things they really like. Maybe it's baseball, so you can start cueing words like shortstop, baseball, strike, and so on. So that would be my advice, and thank you for listening to my little snippet.
Hola, me llamo Susan yo soy una profesora y yo he trabajado con los sordos por más que 35 años. Quisiera hacer unas recomendaciones para que los padres de niños que no pueden oír podían saber que siempre hay diferentes opciones y es su trabajo de ustedes buscar la mejor opción para sus hijos. Y está bien preguntar, pueden preguntar los maestros, los profesores, la gente profesional en sus escuelas. Y los niños sordos tienen derechos, derecho de aprender y derecho de tener la mejor forma de aprender para ellos como individuales. Lo que quisiera decir es que hay diferentes formas de comunicarse con los sordos. Por ejemplo, hay lo que se llama lengua de signos. En los Estados Unidos usamos lengua de signos que se llama American Sign Language o como lengua de signos americanos. Es una idioma entera y es diferente en diferentes países. Por ejemplo, si vives en América Central, puede ser una lengua de signos que es de El Salvador, por ejemplo, pero no es igual a español, es diferente. Tiene su propia forma de ser un idioma. También hay otra forma que puedes usar para comunicarse con los sordos y es solo leer los labios. Esta forma de comunicarse es muy difícil para los que no pueden oír. Eso no es común que las personas pueden entender todo. Solo un porcentaje pueden entender solo leyendo labios si no pueden oír. También hay otra forma de comunicarse con los sordos que se llama, siempre me olvido en español, pero que se llama palabra complementada. En inglés se llama cued speech. Cued speech es un sistema que usa el idioma y también formas de la mano cerca de la cara. Por ejemplo, unas formas así, cerca de la cara. Así, la persona que no puede oír puede ver visualmente el lenguaje. Usa mitad leer los labios y mitad de clarificación la mano cerca de la cara. Así uno puede entender el idioma directamente. No es un idioma entera como la lengua de signos, pero los sordos pueden entender el idioma. Y ese sistema, con cued speech en inglés, ayuda mucho a leer y entender el idioma en que están comunicando. Por ejemplo, si está usando inglés, las personas pueden entender inglés. Si están usando el sistema de signos, no están aprendiendo inglés, están aprendiendo el idioma que es el lengua de signos. Es diferente. Entonces, Como padres tienen que buscar información, informarles y como pelear por los derechos de sus hijos. La escuela tiene información que puede ayudar y también ustedes pueden informarles y tomar decisiones basado en la información que encuentren. Y también un pensamiento final es que si ustedes tienen niños que no pueden oír, por favor, ustedes tienen que aprender cómo comunicarse con ellos directamente. No dejen que la escuela es el único lugar donde los niños pueden comunicarse. Es súper, súper importante que los niños están comunicando en sus propias casas. Gracias.
Cued speech is a visual language system based on the sounds of speech. It was invented to improve the reading levels of deaf students. I would like families to know that cued speech is an option and that it is very easy to learn. There are so many resources available for families through organizations like the NCSA at cuedspeech.org for them to take advantage of. I would like the world to know that cued speech is very inclusive and it is not a substitute for ASL. People to learn and access many different spoken languages.
Something that I would like family and friends of the deaf and hard of hearing community to know is just to continue to be as inclusive as possible. Whatever mode of communication the deaf person that you know chooses to use, just do your best to use that in whatever situation you go into, whether that is at home, around the kitchen table, in the living room, even outside going to different activities and sports events, or hanging out with friends or other family members, or just even going to the store, using the mode of communication that your deaf friend or family member is using as much as possible to include them is so valuable. And just what a wonderful gift to give somebody is the gift of inclusion and just making them feel like they're a part of even the most simplest things. It's just always really great to feel included. Also, one thing that I would like the world to know is something that is very much trending right now with things like social media on Instagram and Facebook, that if you do videos where you're speaking in them or somebody else is speaking in them, there are these really cool apps that you can load your video onto first, and it can automatically upload closed captioning so that you can include various of different groups of people, including the deaf and hard of hearing community, but also other communities that don't know English, or at least spoken English. And it's just so helpful to see the English on videos and on things that normally, if you don't have access to because of a hearing loss that you have, or because you don't know spoken English or you can't hear it, what a great way to be included on things and be able to see things that other people in the hearing community can, like videos and different kind of fun things that are going on in social media and then just on the internet that you can be included on.
For those that have a deaf or hard of hearing child or children, just give them access to whatever, to something. Give them access to you, to your culture, your family, your day-to-day life. Give them access by, could be queuing, could be ASL, could be both. But most importantly, give them access, because that is what they need. They need language. They need access. They need that sense of identity that having access to language and communication gives them. One thing, well, there could be many really, but one thing that I would love for the world to know is to simply, there's that word again, simply, be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be kind to all. We never know what people are going through. And we are all perfectly imperfect. And it's so important for us to get back to human roots and be able to connect on a human level. So, spread love, spread kindness, spread joy, and be well.